What's up, guys, and thanks for watching this video. I hope that you are going to enjoy it. Just finished doing another round of penetration testing. She swam back to the corner and did another one, and the only reason I did that is because there is some new system that's available on the market since the last time I did my testing. For example, now you have the new DJI O3 Air Unit. You also have some new firmware from Walksnail Avatar that look very promising. And I also tested another analog VTX. There's a new analog VTX that is available on the market. It was not available back then, and I want to see how that system gonna do against the corner. If you see in the first video, analog didn't really do that great. So this is what I'm doing, just retesting some of the measure system against the corner and see how good they're gonna do. And of course, there is also the new Caddx V2. I call it the Caddx V2 because I'm running the Caddx with the Goggle 2. We're gonna be testing that too. So this is gonna be a very long video. So to make it easier for you guys, what I did, I'm gonna put a timestamp so you can just go straight to the system that interests you, so you don't have to watch the whole video. But that is pretty much what we're gonna be doing today, and let's go straight to the video. All right, folks. The first system we're going to be testing is the DJI, the original system. This one I'm using my V1 Goggle, and I'm using the Caddx Vista on the drone. Setup is very simple. I'm running at 1200 milliwatts. I got focus mode off. As you may see on the screen, I got my bitrate at 50. So we're running low latency. This just to give us a baseline as far as the rest of the test is going to be going. If you've seen any of my previous video, you know what the pathways usually is. The pathway is pretty much made up of, let's say, some area that should be challenging the system more than other area. But let me go to the corner. This is the big building. This is what usually give most of the system a run for the money. For right now, bitrate's 50, it's fine. Latency is 28, 30. Usually when you pass this low area here, that's when the issue starts. Bitrate's still at 50, 43, 38, and I've flown this already, guys. I mean, I posted a video about the system, so I kind of know what to expect. Bitrate 21, latency is 29. Bitrate's at 14, at 10. So you can see the system struggle, but I'm still able to fly it. And 14 back, and now we should be getting a bitrate back up. 22, 33, 42, 50. There you go. So this is pretty much what we're going to be doing for the test. We're going to be doing the same run with all the other system. Now, one thing you're going to see is that I'm not testing the HD0 system because in my opinion, I mean, I haven't seen any major change as far as firmware goes with HD0. I know they have the goggles coming up. They look very, very promising. But I have already run the HD0 on this part of the test. It didn't really do that good. But the reason I'm not running it right now because there is no new firmware. So I think it should be the same, pretty much the same result if I test it again. So let me come back. This was the baseline. This was the original DJI with my V1 Goggle and the Caddx Vista. Now I'm gonna come back and we're gonna try the Walksnail Avatar with the new firmware, which according to a lot of people, get it pretty close to what DJI performance is. Well, folks, so now we're using the Walksnail system. I'm actually running it at 1080p, and I'm running the latest firmware, which is a beta firmware. I think it's 31.38.6. I can't really remember. The official one right now is a 29 something. I put it on the screen, but this is a beta. I'm running it at 1080p, and I recommend you guys, even though the video is not in 4K, I'm gonna be uploading it to 4K, so hopefully you'll be able to see the difference. And the reason I'm running it at 1080p is because for the first time with this beta firmware, I actually was able to see a noticeable difference between 1080 and 720p. So that's why I'm running at 1080. I may do a couple flights with the Walksnail system, so hopefully you'll be able to see the difference. But as far as I'm concerned, this is the first time I've seen a major difference between the two, 1080p and 720p. And so far we are doing fine. Now let's go to travel spot. On my previous flight with the Walksnail system, the system did much better on 25 bit rates around the corner than on 50. So we're gonna see if this firmware, which is the latest one, gonna do any better. I know that starting with 28 something firmware, they did work on the okay, I don't know if you'll be able to record. Ooh, that is sketchy, but ooh, sketchy. There we go, and we get over that. So you see the image itself deteriorate pretty bad. I didn't even pay attention to my delay or my bit rate. Pretty sure it got pretty low, but I'm gonna do another pass. And just to be fair, I'm gonna redo another round where I'm gonna be on 25, because as I said, usually the system on 25 does much better. But you see what was the result going to the corner at 1080p, 1200 milliwatts. Focus mode is off, of course. Yep, and let's see here. You got a little red blink. Oh yeah, you guys can see how bad it is. But we can pass, we can fly through it. So I remember the first time I ever tried with the original firmware, and I literally lost connection on this area. So I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna set it up to 720p, and we're gonna go again. We're gonna skip it at 50 megabits, and we'll see how it does at 720p. That was with 1080p. Alright, so let's go back to the corner, and right now I am at 720p. And like I said, guys, this is the first time I actually see a noticeable difference between both resolution. I don't know if you'll be able to see that on YouTube with YouTube compression, but 1080p definitely look a lot crisper. So we see the transmission was at 1080p. Now we're gonna see 1020. It may be slightly better since we're sending less data. So let's see. Okay, gonna slow down a little bit. Let me see if there's any difference. Well, I say it's about the same. Maybe a little better, maybe slightly better. I would say slightly better. So far, I would say compared to all the previous firmware, I think the last time I posted a video, I was still running like 26 something, but compared to all the previous firmware, I would say this last one, the beta firmware, which is 38.6, definitely doing much better than all the other testing I did on this. At 50 megabit rate, the image is going bad. There's major degradation on the image, but there is no skipping. On the other tests I did, you will literally see the big skip. But yeah, that is actually not bad at all to be 50. And now I'm gonna come back and we're gonna run one more test. This time we're gonna go at 25, because usually 25 does much better. And again, I'm at 1200 milliwatts. Let me come back and swap to 25 milliwatts, 25 bit rates. Alright guys, so now we're gonna test 25. I'm expecting to get much better penetration at 25. Hopefully my battery gonna hold on. I'm not trying to kill it. 3.58 should be enough to let me get one more on. So 25 against the corner. Walksnail should be expecting much better transmission. Let's see. Well, it's about the same. It is exactly about the same. The image segregation, but there is no skipping or anything. And I have to say, guys, this latest firmware, I mean, the Walksnail has been working hard on all those firmware. They've been coming out with new firmware pretty much on a monthly basis. And those actually improve the system, I have to say. The system is definitely a lot more improved. That look much better than anything I tested before. So yeah, Walksnail getting better. So let me come back, and my battery is dying, and we're gonna run the DJI O3 test. Alright guys, so we're starting with the Goggle 2 with the Caddx 2 or the Caddx Vista. I'm running it at, I got my shutter mode set to auto, and we are running 50 megabit bitrate. And as far as power goes, there is no way to set up your power with the O3 system. So I don't know which power I'm running right now, but the system should be able to manage the power pretty good so far. And so far, bitrate's kind of going down on this area here, which is seem to be the lowest bitrate. The DJI Caddx Vista that I tried first didn't have any issue here. We're at 38, so let's go toward the corner, but that area was fine. All the system usually do good on that area, so let's go to our corner, and we're gonna see how the Caddx Vista running on a Goggle 2 gonna do on this area. And the reason I turned focus mode off is because, well, let's see, because the Goggle 2 manage focus mode way better than my V1. Okay, we got image degradation. Ooh, we are doing pretty. You can see the quality of the image, but we went through the area pretty fun. I think a bitrate got low in the single numbers, but right now we're still at 20, 28, 30. I mean, according to my testing, as far as bitrate goes, it seems like the Walksnail kind of did a little better. The original Caddx did way better, but that's because I was blasting 1200 milliwatt power wise. And I believe the O3 or the Goggle 2 have some kind of dynamic power set up for your power when you're flying. So we really don't know which power is going out right now, but just a second pass, you can see what the power is. What's the image look like? We're getting some skippage, but yeah. Can I give you an idea what the bitrate was? And of course, this does not give us any delay. So what I'm gonna do right now, since we did that with the Walksnail, I'm running at 50 bitrate. I'm gonna come back. We're gonna go to the same path, but this time we're gonna have it going at 25 to see if the transmission will be better at 25 compared to 50. All right, guys. So now we have now I got it set up to 25 bitrate. We're gonna go the same path we took earlier. Man, I have to say this Gig 35 flies so good. 25, let's see how the system gonna handle 25, since we're giving it less data to transmit. staying at 25. There is no drop or anything. Staying at 25, 24. Okay, that is much better. Now let's see. Let's go back here. Let's say it's gonna do a little better. Back to the corner, and I think we got low as in the single numbers as far as bitrate goes. 9, 6, 5. Can I give you an idea? That's pretty bad, but you can still see the image. You can still see what you're flying. 3, 4. So I would say not much improvement between 25 and 50 bit rates, really. And I have to say, the original Caddx, I call it original Caddx, did much better. But I think that has to do with the power we're using. I don't know what power the system setting up when I'm going through this area. But the way I understand is, if you work the same way that Express LRS work, when you put Express LRS on dynamic, based on your distance, the system usually try to go for the lowest power available. So I don't know, good. I mean, I don't know what power I was using, but you guys can see the image and you can make your own decision. And that was the Goggle 2 with the Caddx. Now we're gonna go on and switch to the Goggle 2 with the O3 Air Unit. Now folks, I need to make some clarification on this part of the video. On the day I went in to do the testing, I forgot to turn the focus mode off on my O3 Air Unit. What you're looking at right now, the focus mode is on auto. And that is fine because I want to bring your attention to the way focus mode work on the O3 Air Unit. DJI has completely reworked this function. On the previous Air Unit or Caddx, I was not using focus mode because to me it was a little bit distracting. But on the O3 it is completely different. When focus mode is on, you can barely see it. At least you really pay attention, you can barely see any difference on the image. And the only way you can tell this focus mode is on, you gotta look at the side of the image, left and right. You see a little bit of fuzziness, and that's all you see. The image overall is still pretty good. So if you don't know what you're looking at, you won't even tell that focus mode is on. So I'm gonna show you the part where I am in the corner and focus mode was on, and you can barely tell the focus mode was on. So I had to go back on a different day in order to redo the testing with focus mode off. The one thing I noticed when focus mode was on a corner is that my bitrate was reading a little lower than when it was off. Alright guys, so different day of course. It is very cloudy today. We're gonna go for the O3 Air Unit. We'll be taking the same pathway, and this time I made sure that my focus mode is off. Now this is using the latest firmware, which the 10 bits color, but I don't think they really did anything serious as far as transmission go. It is a little cold today. You can see my battery struggling, but video wise looking pretty decent. Of course I'm on auto channel 50 megabits, and video still fine, 36, 38. Little bit of drop on the bit rate, but going back to 50, and that was easy. And everybody been passing. I mean, other system do okay on that area, they do all fine. Now let's go to our corner. Let's see here. Let's see how you're gonna do. getting 7 satellites. It's still a BN 220 does work pretty good. 50, 22, telemetry loss, 15, 16, that's the bit rate, 14, wow, wow, huh. Alright guys, you can see on the side that there is no, the image is not getting fuzzy. I mean, well, they did say the O3 Air Unit has better penetration than the previous DJI Caddx, or I mean nothing. There is literally nothing. Telemetry lost. I'm getting 16 bitrate wise, but there is no image degradation that I can see. I mean, this is usually the worst spot ever. 19, 14, 14, 15. I mean, this thing is, wow. Well, I think the corner has pretty much been on. You can hear my telemetry going crazy. That's how bad transmission is in that area. So it's keep going on, and that's just how bad the transmission is. But as far as the DJI O3 Air Unit, I don't think you even care. My bit rates are 15. I'm moving my aileron back and forth, and I really not noticing major delay. Wow. I mean, I can hang in here the whole day. Nothing. Alright guys, only thing I'll say, there is a new king in video link penetration, and that is the O3 Air Unit. It literally destroyed the Caddx. I mean, you see how the Caddx did here, either with the original firmware or the backward firmware, but this thing just destroyed. So, gonna come back. If you want something, you know, if you fly bandos, I would say you need to go DJI O3 Air Unit. If penetration is something you really want, penetration is something you really need, the O3 Air Unit is the king. I am amazed. Alright guys, time for the good old analog system. We're gonna see how it does. I got the Foxeer Reaper, and power wise it is set at max power. So let's see how we're gonna be doing here so far. And everybody has been doing pretty good here. I want to think, okay, we're getting some breakdown. Okay, interesting. Come on, analog. Getting breakdown, but still visible, no problem. I'm at max power, so let's see here. Whoop, don't hit the. Ah. So big question. Let's see how we're gonna go on. Okay. I really don't know what to say here. Let's see. We're gonna get around the corner. This is the trouble spot. Okay. Oh, we can see. Okay. There we go. Foxeer Reaper. Oh yeah, baby. Haha. Oh yeah. Analog was able to beat the corner finally. So the extra power definitely a big factor. Oh yeah. I kind of was doubtful he's gonna get to the corner, but We got some extra power, and that's all we needed to get over this area. A little bit of breakage, but you can see the image still pretty visible. No problem whatsoever. Haha. Yeah. There we go, guys. If you ever wonder what analog VTX to get, I would say the Foxeer Reaper is the one. Oh yeah, going through the corner, little bit of interference, but nothing too crazy. The system is doing pretty fine. Okay, well, I'm not getting any satellite, but so let me come back and I'll fly a little more, kind of get this battery down. But you've seen it, guys. You've seen it here first. The Foxeer Reaper able to get through the corner. Now the real question is, I was full blast. Let's see if I go down on power. So let's see if he's gonna be able to get to the corner at 1.5. Because the TBS tracer max power is technically supposed to be around 1.6, I think. That's what I did with Tracer 69, but let's see if we be able to get through this corner at 1.5 instead of 2.5 milliwatts. Okay. Alright, we're on the corner. Let's go. I can always bail out if you get to bed. Alright, okay. We can see, yeah. Oh, it's still visible. 1.5. No problem. Here we go, guys. If you ever wonder, penetration as far analog goes, I don't know, because the Tracer 69 on these flights really didn't do that good at all. And I wonder if it's just the antenna that I'm using. Since I'm using the TrueRC antenna, it is a much better high-end antenna compared to the one I had on my Tracer 69, but I'm flying to the corner, 1.5 milliwatts on analog. That is pretty good, guys. Wow, okay. Well, folks, so time to give you my 2 cents about this testing I just did, my penetration testing. First of all, I have to say, this is not a scientific test. This is just a test that I did, just regular Joe doing some testing. There's just too many factors I don't have control over, so you gotta take that into consideration. One thing I could have done is I could have make sure that all the antenna used on a different drone are from the same brand. But of course, antenna are expensive, so I could not do that. The Goggle 2 don't have aftermarket antenna, so it really wasn't going to matter if I tried to put all the antenna different. When testing the Goggle, the DJI O3 system, it was going to be different antennas. The results are what they are. They're really not different than most of the results I've seen online. For right now, I would say the DJI O3 is in a league of its own. The penetration on the system is amazing. I mean, you all seen when I did the test. The DJI Caddx V2, which, when I'm running the Caddx with the Goggle 2, and when I'm running the Caddx with the V1, they seem to be very similar, even though you don't have control of your power on the Goggle 2, but as far as performance go, they seem to be very similar. As far as Walksnail go, I mean, Walksnail is working hard. They got some new firmware. They're getting very close to the original DJI. But as far as getting to the O3 system, they're like way beyond. I'm pretty sure they're working hard on getting there. And the big surprise was the analog system. The Foxeer Reaper did pretty good. The first time I ran that test with the Tracer 69, analog didn't do that good. I thought I had a cheap antenna on it, but I have a vast antenna, so it's not the antenna. I may have to rerun that test and see how that's gonna go. But If you would like to see more testing, I mean, I'll put a link for the first video I did when I did my first test, so you can get a idea as far as difference go, as far as Walksnail. But that's pretty much it for me, guys, and I hope that I will see you on the next one, and thank you for watching.